I've done everything based on your teachings over a period of time with my team, and I needed to confirm why am I still missing the quota despite working hard. So he's asking the question here is that why is his team still missing the quota despite the fact that they work so hard? Sometimes it's always very frustrating as a sales manager or supervisor. Let me assume that you have the right team, all right, in place itself. One area I would like you to look at in this regard, because again, I don't have the full details. I've not done a discovery section for your team to be able to do a proper diagnostic section to know which areas we need to look at, and of course, to have a one-on-one tete-a-tete with your team. But nevertheless, we can also look at it in these other areas. Let's assume all things being equal, that the other part of your team are working out well, and you have a good product, and you have a good service that, of course, is needed by a whole lot of people. One thing you have to look at is the quality of the leads that you are getting in. All right, it may be your pipeline problem. It may be that be true. Either you are getting less lead or you're getting few leads to really walk through, because you must understand your closing ratio. How many leads do you need to really pitch or get across to or follow up with for you to make a close? So if you are not getting enough leads itself to follow through itself, you may not be able to make a close. For example, for an organization I did a discuss section to, I told them for you to be able to make a close, you must pitch 10 leads, all right? Lock up 4 appointments and of course make a close. So we know it is 10:4:1. And so if you don't have as many as 10 leads itself, all right, and obviously we will not be able to make the 4 appointment expected for a single close itself. So it may be that you don't have as many leads as possible to make that kind of ratio needed for you to make a close. That's number one. Number two, maybe that you may be having issue with the lead quality, or your sales funnel may be very, very dirty, such that the quality of people that you are seeing or you are trying to sell to are not the ones that needed your product. Either they are not interested in buying product of that, or it's not of any relevance to them, or perhaps they don't have the readily disposable income to be able to make that decision. Or number three, they may not be the decision makers that will give a nod or a go into buying your product. So again, you may have to check the quality of the leads you are buying or you are really pitching to see if they are the right type of leads that will be able to make a decision. And that can easily be noted out if you are not having issue of leads. Perhaps you're having a whole lot of leads. Maybe you're pitching like 50 leads in a week, and of course you find it difficult to even secure 2 or 3 appointments, talk less of having a close. In that regards itself, that obviously is a lead problem. All right, so the lead that you are showcasing your product and service to are not the ones that needed your solutions, or they needed the value, or they needed to really you to solve their pain point. So you need to really look at where are my niche, where are my clients, all right, where do they aggregate, where do I need to focus on, where do I need to really get to meet them to be able to at least sell this product to them. For example, if you are selling children educational materials as an example now, and you are going all across maybe to the schools to go and pitch to the school directly. While we understand that the school may be a good place for you to pitch education materials, however, the decision makers are not even in school. So what you have to be looking at is for you to pitch during the PTAs, all right, Parent-Teacher Association meeting, where we are sure that the parents will be available for them to at least get to see the pitch and then make that decision for their children. Also, you can also look out for their open date period of time where parents come to visit their children in school, and then station your sales team to during that situation or that period of time to be able to pitch to as many parents that come from the open day in their school, or when they are having their graduation or end of the year ceremony. Of course, you have to station your team in that regards to ensuring that at least those that needed to make the decision to buying those educational services for their children are readily available, and of course they can make the needed decision in that regard. So 2 things that we can do, we can really use to solve that very situation of you not meeting your target is: number one, perhaps you're not getting enough leads that is needed for you to make the ratio for this close, or number two, you are dealing with leads that are not qualified enough. Either they are not decision makers, or they don't have the purchasing power to make the decision, or your product or service you are showcasing to them may not necessarily be what they need to really solve their problem. I believe this is well understood. Of course, if you need further information in that regard, all right, you can send a DM to our team where we can do a thorough discovery session with your team and see how best we can diagnose this thing much more deeper to be able to get to that route in that regard as well. Higher, we dey go higher, highest TM.